Norm MacDonald, and I'm going to go see Howard Stern and talk to him on the radio.
What's going on, man? Anything new?
Just what I told you. I just fucking told you.
So you just here to hang out?
No, I told you word for... You have it on tape. Why are you asking me?
So you're here to talk to Howard?
I'm here to... What did I say?
Anything in particular, though?
No.
No.
I never think more than about 5 seconds ahead of time.
Keep us on our toes. It should be good.
I don't know. It might not be.
We'll find out.
He'll be fine.
All right, thanks, man.
Norm MacDonald's here, the comedian. Used to be on Saturday Night Live.
Norm was just making me laugh. He was telling me. He said something that's so true.
What did he say?
He just did stand-up down in Florida.
Right.
Like, in Florida is such a different world with people. Like, there's a lot of creepy people in Florida, like swingers, you know?
Right.
And
what?
Like, after you do a stand-up gig, people from the audience will come up to you, like an overly tan, like, guy with a bunch of jewelry on, and they'll say, "Hey, man, I come back to my apartment."
Is Artie telling my story?
Yes, he is.
Dad, you want to tell it? You tell it.
Yeah, why don't you let Norm...
Norm's here, but Norm
fucking
can't
bring
speak.
3 stories, and then Artie will tell one. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's pretty
How
good.
the fuck did that work out?
Yeah, why do we need you?
What
Just
the
tell your
fuck?
stories to
Norm,
Artie.
what happened in Florida? Why is doing stand-up...
No, that wasn't a story I brought. I was just telling him.
Why is doing stand-up in Florida? What is Artie talking about?
No, because in Florida, where I just was, they have people that, I don't know what the fuck they do, but everybody got money. I guess, like, they had Coke for years, like, thousands of pounds of Coke, and I don't know if guys still do it, or I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, there is a lot of Coke there, but you're right. People are rich, and you don't know why. Like, they're just in your face with
So
money.
a guy picks me up. He's a limo driver, and he's like, fucking guy goes, yeah, he goes, I can take you any place, man, anything you want. I go, what? He goes, anything you want. He goes, I got my wife. I go, your wife? Like, I thought he was talking about, like, drugs or something. He starts with his wife.
He could take you to his wife.
He's got his wife.
Says I can get anything I want, and then he goes, my wife.
Don't you want his wife?
Was he offering you his wife?
I don't fucking know. But it was all weekend long. I just meet 4 or 5 guys, and they go, hey, so this is the wife, and this is the other wife, and how about the 8 of us?
Oh, yeah?
Well, they wouldn't say it right out, but you kind of go, hey, what are you talking about? Why
these guys are trying to deal you their wives?
No, they all want to swing.
No, you don't know what the
swing.
fuck. You don't really know what the fuck's going on. 'Cause they don't come right out and say they want to fuck you.
Well, why does everyone want to swing with you, do you think? I mean,
not me, anyone.
No,
anyone.
they ask. I've gone deeper into the conversation than Norm did with these people because it's fascinating, and I wanted drugs. But they'll tell you.
Like crazy.
They'll tell you eventually. Like, look, there's me, and this is my wife, and this is her friend Nancy, and this is my friend Ed. You know, and we'll get some ecstasy.
Ed's where it becomes problematic.
Yeah. Nancy was fine.
Yeah, everything's going good. All of a sudden, Ed, what the fuck?
And Nancy's usually 46.
Who the fuck is Earl? Who the fuck was this guy? Nobody told me about a guy coming out of a closet whacking off with his half-hard cock. Where the fuck did he come from?
Right, they say, well,
things were going really well in the fantasy. You, Nancy, and Shirley, and suddenly Earl walks in.
Yeah, what the fuck? You never told me. And then they're like, well, if we brought it up, we thought you'd say no. Of course I'd fucking say no.
Earl was an afterthought.
There's always a hot tub and ecstasy and pills, and they go, come back and we'll all fuck.
You know,
and I don't want to fuck anybody.
Like I lived in you live in a hot climate. You live in a hot climate. There's not a whole lot to do. You rely on other people, and it becomes like an orgy state. I think that's what happened. I think, you know, like I lived in Detroit for a while, and there wasn't a lot going on.
That's different.
And people just
Detroit?
sort of... Yeah. When I lived in Detroit, people would just sort of congregate together because there wasn't a lot of outside stimulation. You relied on others.
Right. Detroit was mostly rape.
No. Not, you're talking about the suburbs. I'm talking about in the suburbs of Detroit. You know, Detroit itself is a horror scene. But people would begin to rely on each other for entertainment. I think that's what happens. And then there's this weird, creepy thing that happens where people just start having
the
sex with
celebrities
each other.
coming to town, and we kind of know he wants to party, and he can fuck my wife and her friend, and I'll fuck him.
That's kind of unsaid.
Yeah.
You know, the part about where a guy's fucking me.
Who's taking them up on these offers? They
at
must
the end
be
of the
working.
night.
A lot of comics.
I guess the idea is...
Doug Stanhope.
Doug Stanhope. So anyways, I go, no, I go, listen, basically, I'm not a fancy guy. Fred, you know that.
Really? I always thought of you as a fancy
My
guy.
thing is, like, for a sexual encounter or something, I like to lie on top of a lady. I don't need a lot of fucking shit going on.
One girl will do it.
Yeah.
Are you currently
That's exciting enough for you.
Are you
That's
currently
good,
in a
man.
relationship, or are you playing the field?
Oh my God.
What the fuck? What are you, retarded?
Are you really having a relationship? Come on.
Come on, man. Seriously, what the fuck? Listen, I want to talk about this
Are you
fucking...
trying to
I want
insult
to talk
him?
about... First of all, it was funny because the guy was in here. When guys get interviewed and they're not really famous for anything except giving a guy steroids or something. Right. Because one time at Saturday Night Live, there was this guy telling Artie, there was this guy, Football Williams, and this guy is the guy that threw the brick at original Denny's head during the riots. Remember
Football Williams is the guy who, during the riots, would throw... I remember Reginald Denny was a white guy.
Yeah.
He had
He
the
threw a
misfortune...
brick at his head.
Pulled him out of the truck.
Yeah. That guy's name was Football Williams?
Yeah, his name was Football Williams.
And he was on Saturday Night Live?
No, he was on Donahue, which used to be right beside Saturday Night Live. But
Okay.
Schneider told me this story, Rob Schneider.
Right.
He went in, and Football Williams was there in a suit. You know, he was on Donahue.
Wearing a suit.
Yeah, wearing a suit. And he kind of recognized him, and he was like, "Ah, fuck, it's that guy that fucking threw the brick at the guy's head." You know, he's all mad.
Yeah.
And then Football Williams goes, "Hey, man, you the copy guy. You funny." He says, "You do my name, man. Football Rooney," or whatever the fuck. Right? So then he said, Stan Schneider said he really liked him after that.
Yeah, you know, that's a funny thing. Like Artie said, he didn't like the guy who shot the steroids into Clemens, but then he met him and he liked him.
Yeah.
It was a very different kind of thing, you know.
And
so.
you could tell he liked the show. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they get to you.
Yeah. But
listen, man, I'm always on the lookout for you guys out there in the fucking real world. You live in your little fucking
Our
bubble.
little bubble here.
There was an article about Artie.
Oh, in Rolling Stone.
Oh, that thing.
Oh, you know about this shit?
Yeah.
You read the Rolling Stone article and you
It's
thought
the
you'd tell us?
fucking weirdest fucking thing I've ever read in my life.
Do you think it's a negative article or do you think it's a positive article?
That's the best article he's ever read about.
They had an age-old debate about this fucking article.
Well, let me ask you something.
This is the only art. Listen, if you read an article about an entertainer, I think this is history. This would not. I have never read an article about an entertainer where the entertainer is described as a liar. You don't see that like if they're doing a piece on fucking Elizabeth Taylor.
Right.
Not only is Elizabeth Taylor lie to people. What? You go, what?
But let me ask you
I thought I was reading about a fucking comic. What?
Norm, let me ask you a question. There's a school of thought, which I share,
Yeah.
that, you know, Artie's book is about his
And
drug-
then she goes like, there's other shit where she goes like, he's a fucking guy that's like, kind of like these two dead guys. Andrew Dice Clay, obese, tragic clown. Like, that's a phrase. There's no phrase with obese in it. I've heard tragic clown. She tries to throw that in as if that's the phrase.
Well, I know Artie...
Obese, tragic
And
clown.
then I'm like David Sedaris, which is great.
No, all of a sudden she goes, I guess I'll make him a fruit. What the fuck is that? First,
So you didn't like the article?
he knows.
He doesn't
knows.
understand it.
What? I didn't like the article.
You didn't like the article?
It's the fucking worst article I've ever read. This ain't no puff piece. Listen, let me tell you about. You know show business.
Yeah.
You got your puff pieces.
Yes.
And then if it's not a puff piece, what is it? Inevitably,
It's a
hatchet
shitty-
job.
Yeah, hatchet job, right.
Fucking hatchet job.
But let me ask you something.
Jesus, horror.
You're working up Artie into a sweat, but can I give you the opposite point of view?
He's just funny. I think he's funny.
Norm.
That'd be fine. I didn't think it's shit article.
Artie is in Rolling Stone, which is exciting.
Yeah, because they come and they go, hey, man, we like you. Hey, I know these motherfuckers. Hey, we
Artie
like you. I mean, obviously not going to go, hey, man, we're going to fucking call you an obese clown. Here, can we take your picture?
Do you ever?
By the way,
did this ever happen to you?
Artie, why do you have a fucking sign saying no photography fucking equipment allowed in my apartment?
The picture was not good in your opinion. Yeah.
No, the picture, I don't find.
Norm, has this ever happened to you? Were you ever the victim of a hatchet job?
I know, I did.
You seem bitter.
You know, because people come with, obviously, she came fucking wanting to fucking fuck Artie over.
Do you think so?
You think?
Can I ask you something?
That's what they do when they do this thing. But
Norm, I'm trying to ask you a question.
But